Thank you and welcome back to this final segment of the show for today. We're talking to Dr. Clyde Chesney, and the topic is the extension program, cooperative extension program at Tennessee State University. Dr. Chesney, let's see if over this last few minutes that we have here, let's see if we can give you an opportunity to talk about some of the other things that are of some importance in terms of trying to bring more resources into the cooperative extension program and some of the other programs that you have that we've not given you an opportunity to talk about. Let's talk about it.
Okay, I would be amiss if I did not mention our 4-H Youth and Development Program. And when I started as an extension specialist many years ago, the concept was that every subject matter specialist needed to teach their subject matter to young people. And we do that through our 4-H Youth and Development Program. And our program focusing on, again, limited resource clientele group. But we also have received additional federal support in the way of facilities funds, and we get a 5-year funding cycle of funding. And those funding has allowed the 1890s to augment their resources, their facilities to do more education, teaching, and research. And we have was fortunate in terms of our 1992 funding cycle to acquire a 124-acre farm in Cheatham County. We're calling that the TSU Research and Extension Demonstration Farm. And the focus is on sustainable agriculture and applied research that will help small farms. For example, we have demonstrations on vegetables, organic production, agroforestry, and we plan to have some demonstrations on aquaculture and production and post-harvest handling. The key to our program that we try to serve farmers, we're calling a risk management education program. When we talk about production, we talk about marketing, we're talking about selecting crops, managing your budget, land ownership, and gives them a comprehensive understanding of what they need to do in order to survive in this time. So again, we are allowed to do that. Secondly, we have another facilities program that we are developing a distant education center, because much of the information can come from any place now, from other 1890 universities. And so we're in the process of starting construction on that distant education center. We're calling it Agricultural Information and Technology Center, and that will allow us to provide information via computers and the web and television to our agents and to our volunteers across the state. So in other words, we can deliver a program from Nashville that would go to Jackson, that could go to Memphis, or could go to the Cumberland District. So those facility funds have allowed us to augment our facilities and allowed us to do a better job of providing educational program to the people across the state.
Now, Dr. Chesney, when you think in terms of the assistance that you are now giving to the small farmer, and especially the small African-American farmer, what can be done in terms of trying to increase your ability to reach a larger segment and of course to do something in terms of stopping the tremendous decline that we're experiencing in terms of the loss of land that many of these individuals are suffering? Well,
going back to our risk management curriculum, we feel it's important for a landowner or farmer to understand from, I guess, the production issue, but also the marketing and management issues. And many times, small farmers might be strong in production, but the management issues. And so with the Small Farmer Assistance Program, we have been able to employ 2 full-time farm management specialists and 3 part-time specialists. And they are able to work very closely with those farmers in terms of their budgeting and the financing. And also with our subject matter specialists, we've been able to give them ideas for crops, ideas for demonstrations, so they will make it attractive for them. A small farmer cannot compete with large farmers, but there are some niches that they can be very successful in. But they have to approach it as a business. They have to keep better records. They have to be almost much more aggressive, if you will. And so what we've been trying to do with this program is provide education, also help them understand how the system works, where to go for loans and support, how to write contracts and this type of thing. So with the Small Farm Assistance Program, again, I mentioned it earlier, it's on a 1-year funding cycle, and the fundings have been restricted. It doesn't give us the continuity that we need to continue to provide that service for the small farmers. But again, we have outstanding people, dedicated people that are committed to going out and working with farmers where they are. And our motto in Extension has always been to start where the individual, where the farmer is, and to work with them from that standpoint. One of the most successful efforts has been a system of demonstrations. We had for example, a couple of years ago, a sweet potato demonstration in Tipton County. And we actually had several varieties, and then we have a field day at the end of summer. The farmers come in, and the extension professor could explain, here's what we've done, here's the procedures, and here's, if you implement these production practices, here's the outcome. So we feel strongly in terms of showing by doing, the demonstration. And we have some demonstrations now in agroforestry around the state, as well on our research and extension demonstration farm. So again, we feel strongly about the outreach of the university to those farmers. And many times the issue is not just one particular issue, but it may be a very complex issue involving, I think, land ownership, could involve markets, a lack of markets, a lack of know-how, a lack of understanding how the system works. So I think our agents and our extension professor, with the sensitivity to this clientele group, are able to go in, establish a relationship with the farmers and their families, the knowledge of the community, and help provide information that meet their needs. And it's almost, you start where the farmer is located in terms of their situation and help them develop a plan, and then you work with them over a period of time. And so it's not an overnight change, but we feel that it's developing a relationship, and once you gain the confidence of that farmer and start teaching the research-based information to that farmer, we can help them move forward. Again, it's understanding some of the issues, the parameters out there, and really helping them know that there is a resource there. Now, the Extension Service and the Cooperative Research Service has been here, but many times people don't know about us, or they feel, well, I don't have enough land, or I don't have time. And so what we're trying to do, again, to reach out, publicize our programs, and make contact. We would like for farmers to be involved with group learning and group teaching, but many times it takes an effort, a one-on-one, where that extension specialist is going to the farm and talking to that farmer in his field or around the kitchen table, and sharing with them, and then gaining the confidence, and then bringing them into ongoing educational programs. But we've worked very closely with the University of Tennessee. Our agents are located in the county extension offices. They are supervised at that level by the county extension director. It's a cooperative effort. I think we're all committed to responding to the needs of farmers. And I think as the number of farms decline, and it has declined, I think the general public will start to appreciate what it means to have farmers living in the rural community, because they of course produce crops and food, but they also add to the fabric of rural America, rural Tennessee. And of course the South in Tennessee, North Carolina would not be the South without farmers and their land holding. So again, we feel like it's an important job that we do, and with additional funds we could do more.
Good. And so Dr. Chesney, would it be fair to make a statement